Welcome to the lab video for the fifth lab where we're looking at the recovery from super maximal exercise. So we're going to be performing a Wingate test. We're going to be doing it 2 times and then taking our lactate responses. So we're going to do a measurement right before the Wingate assessment. We're going to take one immediately following the Wingate assessment, and then we're going to take lactate measurements at 2, 5, 10, and 15 minutes after the Wingate assessment. Now we're going to be doing this during a passive recovery and an active recovery, which you will see. And then we're going to be looking at the hopefully decline in lactate measurements. So enjoy the video. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you at the end of the lab portion with just a quick little wrap up. Welcome back to the lab. We are doing our recovery from super maximal exercise today. So for part 1 of this exercise, we are going to be doing a 30-second Wingate again. We are going to try and get his lactate as high as we possibly can. So we've taken a resting lactate. We had a little bit of a warm-up, and so a little bit harder of a warm-up than probably should have prescribed, but we have a 2.8 millimole per liter resting lactate right now. And so we're gonna hop on this bike for 30 seconds. We're gonna go as hard as we can, as hard as our participant can, and then I'm going to take a lactate right away afterwards, as well as a heart rate. And then we're gonna take a lactate at 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. And we're gonna see what happens when we do an active recovery after this Wingate. And so what would be expected is that the lactate would decline due to our lactate shuttle hypothesis and the Corey cycle. So let's see what that happens. So we're all set up. We're gonna watch the entire lab for this one, and then I'll give you guys the output numbers. I'll probably just write that on your sheet. So if you wanna just pedal real lightly right now. We've got our lactate all set up and ready to go. So let me just put this in our lactate analyzer. All right, so you start pedaling as fast as you want. We'll get going. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. All right, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Push, 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 push. Hard as you can, hard as you can. Do go, go, go. Come on, buddy, let's go. Hard, 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 hard. Push, 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 push. Good job, Aiden. Keep going, buddy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Push, 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 push. Come on, come on, come on. Hard, hard, hard. Dig through, dig through, dig through, dig through. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Here we go. 5 seconds. Let's go. Push, 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 push. Good job. Awesome. All right, here we go. We'll take this lactate right away. Nice work. That's not the easiest thing in the world, I know. Good job. Good job. So we got a heart rate of 167 there, guys. So that's increased a lot. And we got some blood in the lactate analyzer. We'll see what that does. And in the meantime, I'm gonna have our participant go hop over to our bike. We're gonna cycle at 70 watts for 50 minutes, and we're gonna see what this recovery does. So I will check back, we'll wait for this lactate to come up. Good job. So what you can do is, if you want, you can go jump off. You can jump over that big bike. So really good numbers here. We're just waiting for our lactate analyzer to analyze the last little bit. So 30 seconds, all out, maximum effort. We got a lactate of 10.4. So that's fantastic. We got quite a bit of lactate produced. Now we're gonna go jump on the bike over on another side and do a really, really easy ride for 15 minutes. And we'll see what happens to our lactate. So I will check in with you in about 2 or 5 minutes and we'll do some more readings here. All right, so we've just taken a 2-minute post-exercise lactate. Our heart rate has already come down to 104 beats per minute. And now we're just waiting on the last little bit of a lactate here, our reading. So 2 minutes post lactate, we are on a very, very sub-maximal recovery ride here. We're trying to get that heart rate to about 130 beats per minute. And so what we've actually done is we've increased it to 16.2, which is completely normal. Okay, so we're still trying to refuel or rephosphorylate all that ATP from the wind gate, and so we would expect to see a little bit of a climb here. Now from here on, we're gonna see what our recovery process is like. So it takes about 5 minutes to start to go down again, 5-10 minutes, but we've increased to about 16.2 millimoles. Now we're still trying to rephosphorylate all that ATP that we used during those 30 seconds. So totally normal response. And so I will come back in 3 minutes and we'll do another lactate. Well, we just got done with our 5 minutes lactate reading and we got a reading of 15.0. So, you know, we are on the recovery, I would like to think. So we brought it down from that last reading of 16.2. And so we're gonna do 2 more readings. We're gonna do a 10-minute reading and a 15-minute reading. We're doing a very, very, very easy recovery. We've already brought our heart rate down to about 104 beats per minute. So hopefully we're not producing any more lactate. We're well below that lactate threshold and into more of a recovery modality. So like I said, we will come back in a few more minutes. We're gonna do 2 more lactate readings and see how the recovery process is going. We're 10 minutes into the recovery process right now. So we've really drawn back our recovery. We're at about 103 beats per minute. I know I said we're gonna try and get to 130, but you know, 103, 104 is totally fine as well. Just anything under that lactate threshold. So 10 minutes in, and we've got a lactate reading of 10.4. So this active recovery is making our lactate come down quite substantially from post-lactate where we got 12, to 2 minutes in we're 16, then 15, and now we're at 10.4. So pretty much what we'd expect. We're gonna do 1 more lactate reading here in 5 minutes, and that'll be the end of this part of the lab. And then we're gonna go do a lactate in a little while, then we're gonna do a passive recovery as well. So good, this is exactly what we'd normally expect to see, and we'll come back in about 5 minutes. All right, so we are just about approaching our 15-minute recovery time. So I'm gonna take 1 last lactate and see where we get to. So our participant's been very generous and done a bunch of poking here over the last little bit. So as you see, there's one good thing about being online right now is that one of you lucky participants is not getting poked. But we got a good blood sample here. All right, I'll give you that on your finger. All right, and so this is our 15-minute reading. We went to a heart rate of 101 right now. So we've been definitely below our lactate threshold as far as it comes to how hard we're working or the intensity. And so our last reading was just a little bit over 10 millimoles of a lactate. So this lactate analyzer is just taking a little bit of time right now. And so up to this point, it's exactly what we would expect to see. Our lactate did peak around 16 and then starting to come down with the lactate being moved around the body and repurposed or rephosphorylated into ATP and being breathed out. So now we have a lactate of 6.1. So that's fantastic, pretty much exactly what we'd expect to see. So physiological response to active recovery when we're working at a below lactate threshold is that we would expect to see some of our lactate be cleared. And if we continue to go along this, again, we'd expect it to see lower and lower numbers. So successful part A of this lab, and so we'll come back another day and we're gonna do part B, where we do a passive recovery and see if we can get the same type of recovery. And I'll let you guys think about that for a little bit and you can discuss it in your lab write-up. Welcome back to part 2 of our Super Maximal Exercise lab. We're doing part 2 here where we're going to do a 30-second wind gate test. So we've had about a day break here to do the second part of this, so hopefully our athlete is completely recovered. We did a resting lactate, so after a warm-up again, we were at 2.0 millimoles per lactate, so even less than what we were at before when we did the active recovery. And so when we're all done with the 30-second maximal test here, we're going to have our participant go lie on the ground for 15 minutes and see what happens to our lactate values during a passive recovery. So we're all set up. We got our bike going again. We have the computer ready to do with lactate. You ready to do this again? Mm-hmm. Okay. So in about 8 seconds, we'll get going. So you can start pedaling as fast as you can. All right, ready? Go, 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 go. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Push, 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 push. Good job. Hey, let's go, buddy. Come on. Hard, 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 hard. Come on, let's go. Push, 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 push. Dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, 10 seconds. Push, push, push. Here we go. Hard. Come on, man. 5 seconds. Spin those legs, spin those legs. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Go, go, go. 2, 1. Awesome. Good job. Breathing hard. So we got a heart rate of 172 right now. So really good numbers. We're going to take this lactate right away. So remember we had a resting lactate of 2.0. A little trouble getting some blood on this one. There we go, and we got a reading now, so I'll give you that. I'll show you the reading here in about 15-20 seconds, hopefully. So if you want, you can stop pedaling. And you can go put your feet up. And so we're gonna take a measurement in 2 minutes, and then we're gonna do one in 5, 10, and 15 again while our participant is lying down. So we're just waiting for this lactate to come up. I'll show you what it is here. So again, resting lactate of 2.0, quite a high heart rate. We got the one final number coming up here. And when that happens, spin around. All right, so we got a lactate of 5.6 there. So good number after 30 seconds, we got it pretty good. Our participant is already lying down, feet up. Take a lactate in 2 minutes, 5, 10, and 15, and I will come back and show you what those numbers are. All right, welcome back. We're just about to take our 2-minute measurement here. So our participant's been lying down. You know, this hand this time. So give a little alcohol wipe, stab. Give a little gauze wipe here. And so, a little bit more difficult when your participant is lying down, the blood's not flowing as much. There we go. So we got a good, put that back on. So 2 minutes in, just like our active recovery, I'd expect this number to go up just a little bit. So remember we had a 5.6 right after our Wingate test, and now we are 2 minutes post. Got about 15 seconds left on this lactate analyzer here. And our participant is doing just fine lying down. How are you feeling? We got the thumbs up if you didn't quite see that. I don't know if he's being honest about that, but we'll soon find out. Anyways, our lactate reading, so we got 15.3. So pretty much just what we would expect. We got actually really, really close to our active recovery number. So remember our active recovery was somewhere around 16, I think. So we got 15.3. So now we're gonna have a really, really good comparison on what the recovery is going to be like when we are doing a passive recovery lying down, or what the active recovery was like. So again, I'll take a 5, 10, 15 minute lactate, and we'll check back with you soon. All right, welcome back. We are 5 minutes into our recovery here. I've just taken a lactate, so I wasn't going to bore you with the process of doing it again. So I already have it on the strip, but I want to give you guys as live update as I can with our active recovery. So again, 5 minutes in, we're just waiting on one last little bit here. How are the legs feeling? They're a little heavy. So we got about 11.7. I don't know if you guys can see that. So 11.7. So it is going down. I don't think it's going down as quickly as our active recovery. Kind of to be expected. But it is going down nonetheless. So we'll check back in with you maybe at the end of the test, our 10-15 minute interval, and see how the recovery's come along then. So we've just taken our 10 minutes lactate. So I started the tape a little bit later, so you won't have to wait as long for the lactate. But our participant, we were just chatting, said his legs are feeling very heavy. So some metabolites maybe sticking around the legs. So we got a little bit of a different reading now. So we got 15.7. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm not fully surprised. I'm surprised it went up from our last reading. But then again, you know, the blood's not circulating around. It is our highest reading so far. Something to talk about though, some discussion point, but it's not going down, which actually is what we would expect, right? So we're not continually moving, our legs aren't cycling, and we're not moving the blood around, getting rid of that lactate or clearing that lactate. So 15.7 for our 10 minutes recovery. We'll do one more measurement at the 15-minute mark and see what happens, and then we'll compare the two active and passive recoveries. So we've reached the conclusion, or the 15-minute mark of our passive recovery here. I've taken the lactate one more time. I'm just waiting for the final reading to come up here. But what's interesting to note is our participant's heart rate is already down to 74, so his heart's not working all that hard. Remember, as soon as we got done with the Wingate, his heart rate was around the low 170s. So we're already down to 74 just by line there. So we got our last lactate. So we got 11.3. Hopefully you guys can see that. So it's come down a little bit from that highest of 15.3. We got 15.7 at the 10-minute mark, but 11.3. So it's maybe coming down just a little bit. But remember, we're comparing the two between this one and the active recovery. So without giving you guys the answers, let's think about this one a little bit, and you can perform your lab write-ups and let me know what you think. Maybe give a recommendation on which modality or which type of recovery you would choose to give to an athlete. Anyways, that concludes our recovery to super maximal exercise. Big thank you to our participant who got his fingers poked a number of times throughout this lab. And hopefully it is worthwhile for you guys. So I will be interested to see what you guys talk about in your lab write-ups, and we will see you next time. Well, thanks for watching the lab portion, the video for lab number 5 there. I just want to touch on one thing. When we're doing the 5-minute measurement for the passive recovery, you got a value of 11.7 millimoles per liter of lactate. We had a little bit of trouble with that reading. And so I would expect that number to be a little bit higher, somewhere around that 15.5 millimole per liter mark. However, this is what the data was, so just go with that 11.7, but don't really worry about analyzing that dip and then the increase again with that passive recovery. I think there's a little bit of trouble with the reading with that measurement. So again, don't talk about that. I'll take the blame on that one, whether it's equipment or practitioner error. So don't worry about writing a synopsis about that little dip and then increase it again. Having said that, again, if you guys have any questions regarding the lab, please let me know. I'll hopefully get back to you in a good amount of time. And I look forward to your write-ups. And one last time, thanks so much to our participant who got his fingers poked a number of times during this lab, which you can possibly tell with all those blank spaces in your data recording sheet. But he was a champion today. So look forward to your lab write-ups. And again, if you have questions, please let me know, and I will chat with you next week.